Your heart is beating right now. You don't even have to think about it. You can't turn it off, and over your lifetime, it may beat more than 3 billion times. But how does an organ the size of your fist keep you alive every second of the day? Your heart's main job is actually very simple. It pumps blood throughout your body. But that simple job is one of the most important jobs in your body. Every cell needs a constant supply of oxygen and nutrient to stay alive. The problem is that your cells can't go out and get these supplies themselves. So your body uses blood as a transportation system. Every time your heart beats, it pushes blood into a vast network of blood vessels that reach almost every part of your body. As blood travels, it delivers oxygen and nutrients to your cells. At the same time, it collects product waste, including carbon dioxide, that your body needs to remove. Think of oxygen as fuel for your cells. Your cells use oxygen to release energy from the food you eat. That energy powers everything your body does. Your muscles need it to move, your brain needs it to think, and your heart even needs oxygen to keep beating. Without a steady supply of oxygen, cells begin to stop working. And if cells go too long without oxygen, they die. That's why your heart is constantly pumping. With every heartbeat, it helps deliver oxygen and nutrients and keeps the trillions of cells in your body alive. Now, imagine your red blood cell. Your journey begins in the left ventricle of the heart. With a powerful squeeze, you're launched into the aorta, the largest artery in the body. From there, you travel through a network of arteries that branch into smaller and smaller vessels called arterioles. Eventually, you reach tiny blood vessels known as capillaries. This is where the real work happens. The walls of the capillaries are so thin that oxygen and nutrients can pass through them and enter the body's cells. As you travel through these capillaries, you unload your oxygen and deliver it to the surrounding tissues. At the same time, you pick up carbon dioxide as a waste product produced by cells. Now you're carrying the carbon dioxide, you begin the trip back to the heart. You move from the capillaries into small veins called venula, which merge into larger and larger veins. Eventually, you arrive at the right atrium and through either the superior vena cava or the inferior vena cava. From the right atrium, you pass through the tricuspid valve and enter the right ventricle. The right ventricle then pumps you through the pulmonary valve and into pulmonary arteries, which carry blood to the lungs. And the lungs, you travel through another network of capillaries that surround tiny air sacs called alveoli. Here, you unload the carbon dioxide you've been carrying and pick up a fresh supply of oxygen. The carbon dioxide is exhaled from the body while oxygen enters the bloodstream. Now, oxygen rich once again, you travel through the pulmonary veins back to the heart. You enter the left atrium, pass through the mitral valve, and return to the left ventricle. You've now completed one full circuit. And in just a few moments, the journey begins all over again. At first glance, the heart looks like a single organ, but inside it is divided into four separate chambers. These chambers work together to keep blood moving in the right direction. The two upper chambers are called the atria, and the two lower chambers are called the ventricles. Each chamber has a specific job. The right atrium receives oxygen-poor blood returning from the body. Once the right atrium fills with blood, it sends that blood into the right ventricle. The right ventricle then pumps the blood to the lungs, where it can pick up fresh oxygen. After traveling through the lungs, the oxygen-rich blood returns to the heart and enters the left atrium. The left atrium passes the blood into the left ventricle. The left ventricle is the strongest chamber of the heart. Its job is to pump oxygen-rich blood through the aorta and out to the entire body. So why is the heart divided into four chambers? The answer is efficiency. The right side of the heart handles blood going to the lungs. The left side handles blood going to the rest of the body. By keeping oxygen-poor blood separate from oxygen-rich, the heart can deliver oxygen to your body much more effectively. You can think of the heart as a double pump. One side sends blood to the lungs, the other side sends blood to the body. Working together, these four chambers keep blood circulating every second of your life. Have you ever wondered why your heart doesn't get tired? Think about it. If you held a heavy object for a few minutes, your muscles would start to ache. If you sprinted as fast as you could, your legs would eventually become exhausted. But your heart has been working nonstop since before you were born. So, what makes it different? The answer starts with a special type of muscle s- called cardiac muscle. Unlike the muscle in your arms and legs, cardiac muscle is designed to work continuously for an entire lifetime. Another reason is that the heart receives a constant supply of oxygen-rich blood through its own blood vessels called coronary arteries. This means the heart is constantly receiving the oxygen and nutrients it needs to keep working. Inside each heart muscle cell are thousands of tiny structures called mitochondria. Mitochondria are often called powerhouses of the cell because they produce ATP, the molecule that provides energy for cellular activities. Heart muscle cells contain far more mitochondria than any other cell in the body. This allows them to produce enormous amounts of ATP every single day. That ATP powers each heartbeat, helping the heart contract over and over again without stopping. The heart also works efficiently. After each contraction, the heart muscle briefly relaxes before the next beat. These tiny moments of rest can happen thousands of times every day and help prevent your heart from overworking. Thanks to its special muscle cells, constant supply of oxygen, and incredible ability to produce energy, the heart can keep beating for more than 100,000 times every day. And for most people, it will continue doing it for decades without ever taking a break. Most muscles in your body need instructions from your brain before they move. If you want to raise your hand or take a step, your brain sends signals to make it happen. But your heart is different. Your heart can generate its own electrical signals. Inside the upper part of the right atrium is a small group of specialized cells called the sinoatrial node, or the SA node. This structure is often called the heart's natural pacemaker. The SA node automatically produces tiny electrical impulses that spread through the heart. As these electrical signals travel through the heart muscle, they tell the chambers exactly when to contract. First, the electrical signal causes the atria to squeeze and push blood into the ventricles. A fraction of a second later, the signal reaches the ventricles, causing them to contract and pump blood out of the heart. This carefully timed sequence keeps blood flowing effectively through the body. Without its coordination, the chambers would beat out of sync and the heart wouldn't be able to pump blood properly. Every heartbeat you have ever experienced started with one of these tiny electrical impulses. And throughout your entire life, your heart's natural pacemaker continues generating these signals, keeping your heartbeat steady day in and day out, without you ever having to think about it. Every breath you take, every step you make, every thought you think depends on the heart that never stops working. The heart isn't just another organ, it's the engine that's keeping you alive.